Everything that you have learned is backwards. Hey guys, it's India. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about my spiritual journey, girl. So if you watched the video before this is only my second spiritual video on this channel. So the video before this is all about my spiritual awakening. So definitely go ahead and check that video out first and then come back to this one, girl. So we're gonna be talking about things that I did on my journey. So I've only been on my journey for 2 years, okay? I woke up, we'll say, in 2021, and it is now 2023. So girl, a lot has gone on. So this video is not gonna tell you like what you should do, because the only thing you should be doing is following your intuition, listening to your higher self, talking to your spirit guides, okay? But I'm gonna let y'all know some of the things that I did when I first started my journey. So if you guys watched the previous video, you saw that I said after I started seeing all these synchronicities and was trying to figure out what was going on, I went down a rabbit hole on YouTube, girl, and started watching just tons of videos. So I'm going to try to remember to link some of my favorite spiritual YouTubers, some of my favorite spiritual girlies in the description box down below, so you guys can go check out their videos, because they helped me so much on my journey. So YouTube is your best friend, girl. Like, it's research. Now I will say research, but make sure you take a break and actually try to process the information and actually try to get an understanding of what is going on. So the first thing that I feel like I probably dived into when I think back is my birth chart. I would highly recommend that that be one of the first things that you do, especially if you feel called to astrology in any way. Do your birth chart, okay? All you need is your name, the place you were born, and your date of birth and your time of birth. And you can Google it, girl. Normally, I think I use AstroSeek, or I'm pretty sure I use AstroSeek or astrology.com, like one of them. You can do your birth chart on that. I highly recommend that you do that, girl, because once you do that and you start reading about all these things, you are going to realize, oh my gosh, why am I reading about myself right now? Who wrote this, okay? How do you know me? Like, it's crazy. It's so crazy when you really dive into it. I'm just like, oh my gosh. So I actually have an astrology book that I've been going through, girl, and reading. Like, I literally read it cover to cover. So when I first got into astrology, I feel like the easiest thing to get an understanding of is your sun, your moon, and your rising. And then you can just kind of read your chart, but it takes a little bit to really be able to understand the planets, the houses, and really get into all of that, because that's going to give you an even clearer picture into the person, the soul, okay, that you really are, because we are spiritual beings having a human experience, okay? The next thing that I did is join Facebook groups. So I am in, I think I'm only in one. I'm only in one spiritual group on Facebook, but I do follow a few spiritual pages on Instagram because I like astrology. So I like ones that post about astrology, let us know what's going on with the planets. I like ones that just give, you know, like inspirational quotes, or just reminding you of the fact that you are a spiritual being having a human experience. You know, people who make TikToks and I follow them on TikTok too. People who make TikToks, Instagram reels and stuff like that, talking about different topics, all different types of stuff. So I definitely recommend that you do that. I like it. It makes me feel like I'm in my own little like spiritual bubble, and I love it here. The next thing I would recommend is connecting with your higher self, connecting with your spirit guides, your ancestors. So when I first kind of started my journey, I didn't decide, oh, let me go look into spirituality and see what all of that is about. No, okay? My spirit guides started showing me synchronicities, and I was like, what the F is going on? And they were just like, sis, it's time. And yeah, and that's the way it worked for me. It doesn't work the same way for everybody, but that's the way that it worked for me. So I definitely started diving into the synchronicities. What do they mean? When I see these numbers, what do they mean? I see synchronicities all day, every day. There is no day that goes by since I started seeing them 2 years ago that I don't see a synchronicity. I see them all day, every day, all the time. Okay, I got one around my neck, 555. Okay, that's my favorite angel number. But yes, connect with your, and when I say this, if you are new, you may be like, what are you even talking about? So, okay, you have yourself, right? And I feel like here, like on earth, when we think of like ourselves and like our thoughts that we have, we're always thinking from the ego. And so you also have your higher self. Your higher self is God, okay? You are God. God is not a white man, like the Bible portrays him to be, or a black man. God is not a man or a woman. It's a being. It's consciousness. That is God. So, and by the way, girl, let me just preface this video. I mean, if you're on the video, then you must be, you know, curious about these things, into spirituality. Maybe you are still in the church, but you're kind of like, something about that doesn't feel quite right, and you're trying to understand what is going on, because baby, I'm not even really gonna get into the church, okay? But yeah, girl, it's giving brainwashing, it's giving a lie. So yeah, anyways, we have ourselves, we have our ego, and then you have your higher self, which is God. You are God because you create your own reality. You have your spirit team, you have your ancestor. Your spirit team is just made up of, you know, totem animals. It's made up of angels. It's made up of anyone on the spiritual plane who is, you know, otherworldly, who is here helping you on your path to your higher self. And then of course you have your ancestors, who are all of those who came before you, who are part of your family lineage, who are here to help you get to where you need to be. All of your ancestors are obviously not good, because all people are not good. You know, I mean, all people are good, but y'all know what I mean. Okay, like not all of your ancestors are here to help you on your journey to your higher self. Some of them, right? Do some research on that. Do some research on how to connect with your ancestors, how to connect with your spirit guides, your intuition, your higher self. A really, really great way is to journal. If you are a water sign, if your sun sign is Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, or your rising sign or your moon sign is one of those three signs, you need to be journaling. You need to be journaling. If you don't have a journal, go buy one, okay? Get some paper and start journaling. Another huge thing is meditation, girls. Start meditating, okay? So meditation, you can do it traditionally and just, you know, sit on the floor, sit in a chair with your arms like this and your legs folded and meditate. Or you can have your feet flat on the floor with your hands like this and close your eyes, you know, do your deep breathing and start meditating. You can lay down. I like to lay down a lot when I meditate, just because sometimes I'm like feeling like my back is tired of being up straight, and then I find myself starting to focus on how much, you know, like how tired my back is versus on my breathing and like actually connecting with my higher self. So yeah, definitely recommend that you start meditating. There are tons of videos on YouTube about meditating, girl. Do that, okay? Also, another thing with meditating that just came across my mind, look into your chakras. So we have 7 energy centers in the body. We have even more that extend beyond us because we are spiritual beings, so you know. But to the point of the conversation about the chakras, that was just kind of like a very brief overview, but it's to figure out which ones are most blocked for you. And you do need to work from the bottom up. So don't just be like, oh, I'm having trouble following my intuition, let me go figure out how to open my third eye. Like, that's not the answer, okay? That's the one everyone wants to unblock first, but you gotta start from the bottom up. But it's really, really important to know which one is the most blocked for you. And you can actually find quizzes online that you can take. If I can find the one that I used, I'll link that too. And you guys can take the quiz and you can see which one is super underactive and which ones are overactive, or you know, which ones are kind of in a good place. And that's gonna help you, just to kind of give you a guide of like, you know, what's most important for you to be focused on. The thing that I will talk about is therapy. So if you're not in therapy, boo, get in therapy, okay? Everyone needs therapy. There is no one walking on earth who doesn't need therapy. Like, unless, I mean, if you've gotten to the point where you've like already transcended into the 5D, then you probably already done your therapy, you know, but like, we all need therapy, okay? So I highly recommend BetterHelp. I am in BetterHelp. I've been doing BetterHelp for, it's been at least 4 months, might be 5. I don't think it's been 6 yet, but yeah, I don't think it's been 6 yet, but probably like 4 or 5 months. And it's been a great experience. So I highly recommend that. Highly recommend, okay? You guys can probably put BetterHelp like in the YouTube thing and see whose video comes up, because people are sponsored by them all the time. You can probably find like a coupon code or something to help save you some money. BetterHelp is really great because it's online. So I literally have my therapy session at my house on my laptop. It's real easy, and therapy is what you make it. Okay, so yes, sometimes you may get a therapist that you feel like you don't really connect with and you may need to switch to another one, but most of the time you're the problem. Okay, so like you have to actually open up and do the work. And that's another thing. If you journal and you start answering journal prompts and things, it will help to kind of jog your memory of things that have happened previously in your life, to bring those things up for you to actually talk about in therapy. I want to mention is human design. I think human design is so freaking cool. It's really going to help you. I mean, everything helps you to understand the kind of person that you are, but human design is really going to help you. I feel like it's really good for career, like trying to figure out what type of career is best for you and how you operate like in society. I don't know. Human design is really cool, and I highly recommend that you guys just look into it. Like just type in human design, watch some videos on YouTube, you know, take a human design. I was about to like take a quiz, but it's not a quiz for your human design. It's literally, it's like another form of putting in your birthday, your birth time, and like getting your human design chart. And then once you get your chart, you'll be able to look up the information in the chart and then like get a better understanding of it that way. So it's really cool. Highly recommend that you guys do that. So those are basically the main things that I have done on my spiritual journey. Just some of the things that I wanted to share with you guys off the top of my head. I didn't write any of this down, so literally I'm just thinking like, oh, I can mention this, I can mention that. But definitely there is so much that goes on a spiritual journey. So if you guys have questions for me personally, you want to know about my own personal spiritual journey, just maybe to help you along as in like an example, or you have something that you want to ask about, a chakra, girl, whatever, anything. I want to start a series on spiritual shit. You know, I want to start a series on that. Oh, that just reminded me, spiritual shit. That's a podcast. Listen to your podcast. Find some podcasts, okay? If you're new to your spiritual journey, listen to Spiritual Shit. Her show is officially over. Oh my gosh, I think she said it ran for like 3 years. An excessive amount of information, okay? Okay. I know I'm like, do research. You should do research, but you also need to take the time to process the information that is coming in, because you are going to feel insane. You are going to feel crazy. You are going to be looking around like, what the F is going on right now? What is this? Like everything that you have known is going to be turned upside down, okay? Everything. So I'm just like, the world is the upside down. Everything that you have learned is backwards. Everything that you've learned is backwards. And I feel like that is just kind of like the best way to move. Once you realize that everything that you have been taught is backwards and that it's all just literally societal brainwashing passed down through the generations, and no one ever asks to think, or no one ever thinks to ask why, and everybody just goes along with it, the better off you will be. Okay, so just take your time. Don't feel overwhelmed. It was all super exciting to me, so I really dove in and just really, I feel like, have gathered a lot of information over these last 2 years. And like I have mentioned before, I'm a life path 11, so it is a part of my journey to illuminate and to speak about my own journey and let you guys, the experiences that I have are meant for me to share with you guys. I go through these things so that I can tell people about them, so that they can do whatever they will with the information. Use it as an example of not to do something I do, not to do what I've done, or use it as an example to do what I've done, or just take the information and just put it in their mind as they're accumulating information, okay? So yeah, it's a part of my journey to share that. It's a part of me healing my throat chakra to share, you know, as well. So yeah, girl, I want to do lots of videos on this. These are my favorite types of videos to do. I love talking about this type of stuff, and we haven't even really gotten in too deep with anything, to be honest. We're really just skimming the surface, okay? So leave a comment down below, give the video a thumbs up, girl. Subscribe to my channel, hang out with me, join the fam, and I will see you guys in my next video.